Good afternoon. Welcome to the session on social networks. In this session, you're going to learn a completely new way of analyzing your project teams and your organizations. A lot of us now know about social networks. Most of us have kids or know people that are using Facebook, Twitter, all these different things. We talk about this as social networks. It's not what we're going to talk about in this. What we're talking about social networks is a new way of actually looking at the connections between people on your teams, people in your organization, and then how to change these networks from just information teams, change them from implementation teams into actually high-performing teams. What you want to succeed, what you want to truly be successful in your projects, is to get individuals out of the mode of just responding to schedules and budgets, and actually moving them towards exchanging knowledge, learning from each other, and actually building innovation. That's what creates high performance. This technique that you're going to learn about today, that you're going to have an opportunity to try out a little bit, focuses on how to make that transformation. Now, this is not a new concept. If we look back historically, over time, all the way back, we see all of the classic master designers and builders, going all the way back to the Greeks and Romans, the great monuments that they built, Parthenon. If we go on through time, if we look at Renaissance time, we had master builders. These were builders that understood the intersection of engineering, art, design, architecture. And each time they created these great buildings, the beautiful arts, it was because individuals understood the need to integrate the knowledge all together. Now, the problem is, today we've lost that. Today we have a situation where projects are a combination of many individuals, specialization. There is no concept of the master builder or designer anymore. Rather, we have a whole concept, a constellation of subcontractors, designers, specialty designers. Now, that could work if we had a very stable environment and all these people work together. But what happens? Well, each time we do a new project, we break up that team and we decide that we're going to put it back together. Not just put it back together, but we're going to have different people. And to make it even a little more complicated, what do a lot of projects have? We not only break them up, but then we scramble the teams, promote competition. So we put them back together each time, looking completely different. It may not look anything like what we have before, but more importantly, the individuals in this team have very little relationship to each other. What does that mean? Well, it means that these people have to go to the lowest common denominator. And what is that on the project? It's the schedule. We get an information-driven team. They respond to the schedule. The schedule tells us person A, person B. Each one of you are responsible for very specific actions, tasks on this project. Each of you is responsible for providing each other with information so you can both do your tasks. Right? Precedence. Critical path. We are an information-driven project. It's not only at the project level. We've turned our organizations into that. Divided into disciplines. Makes logical sense. The problem is, what you see is everybody is driving purely, what do I need to give? What have we lost? We've lost the element of focusing on knowledge. These people don't have a chance to build up the relationships where knowledge exchange is possible. Why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem because we really don't want information sharing, right? What we want is we want to go to a state where we're knowledge sharing, where the team is not driven just by what information they have to share, but they're actually integrated into a complete performance. Now let's put this in the context of some very common types of other areas. A lot of us been to the theater. We understand, obviously, a script. Some of you play music. You understand how to read a score. Some of you, or your kids, do ballet. You learn steps. That's information, how to do things. But what it really takes is, if we want to turn these individual things into performance, it takes collaboration. It takes the dancers working together to create a performance. It takes the actors going beyond the script, but collaborating together to make a performance. It takes the musicians not working as individuals, but working as an orchestra to create a performance. That is the essence of what high-performing teams are. High-performing teams understand it's not only communication, that's important, but it's also building a feeling of reliance. Understanding that the success of each one of you is dependent on each other. It's dependent on the trust building. Do I know that providing you with knowledge, you're going to work with it that helps both of us? Trust is a key element. Having trust, having communication, if you have those two pieces, you can move to knowledge. High-performing teams are ones that exchange knowledge freely. That's what you're working towards. People that contribute to that, people that have trust with each other, also tend to have very positive energy, positive influence on that network. This is what you're trying to transform your organizations and your project teams to get to. They're not just individuals who are exchanging information to meet a schedule, but they are a collaborative team that is looking to exchange knowledge, to bring innovations, to achieve better solutions. That is the goal. The rest of today, you're going to learn how to put these networks together, how to examine them. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn something and walk away with a new way of looking at your teams. Thank you.